All right. Welcome to Bad Calls, everybody. Slightly different venue. We're at the courts. Where are we at? St. Pete Racket Club?
Racket Club of St. Pete.
Racket Club of St. Pete. Great courts. Yep. You guys are practicing the new Smash team. And you got some new jerseys.
They're nice, yeah. And Graham's got his, I really like the melon hats, but I think they're meant more for you. Yeah, right?
What do you mean?
Like big heads.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's why it's a
nice.
melon.
I thought it's fit. Oh, gotcha.
That's why it's a melon.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, yeah. So like these are huge hats.
Wow, it feels very comfy.
That's why you guys, because like everyone's like, they're $100 hats. Fucking, okay, great. Doesn't matter. I don't care how much it costs. It's like your T-bone steak or whatever it was. It tastes like shit, $165. Anyway, this is huge. So usually in hats, I'm like right here. Okay. That's about my number. If I go like that, watch.
Oh, he's loose.
They're fucking enormous, right? So I really have to go like childlike.
Wow, I didn't know this.
You didn't know this, huh? Oh, yeah. I mean, they're great hats, but they're enormous.
You need the lemon hat.
A lemon hat?
Instead of a melon, you know?
That's awful. Bad. That's so bad. Holy fuck, Luke. Sorry, thanks for tuning in. See you guys later.
Yeah. Graham, give us the pitch. You were part of this branding strategy. What's the story behind the new Florida Smash logo?
We just needed an upgrade, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you saw the old logo.
Yeah,
it was very elementary.
Yep.
It was kind of made in,
Julio
years ago, quickly.
Julio did his best.
Julio did his best. We've never loved it. It's not terrible. We haven't loved it. So we're trying to improve.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we killed it or nailed it right on, but it's, in my opinion, a big improvement.
It's a big improvement.
Huge
Yeah.
improvement.
Yeah.
Good colors.
Yep. No, the colors are a big upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the little logo is good too. Yeah.
I think it's cool. It kind of leaves some like, what is, leaves a little lure.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's great. Awesome.
We've got a bunch of demand for merch already.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, really?
Not to mention Kendra Lust, 8.5 million followers. One of the, man.
Do you know who Kendra Lust is? Probably not.
No.
Not your thing.
It's not his
Kendra
genre.
Lust sounds like a porn star.
She is a porn star. Yeah, huge porn star.
Like 8.5 million followers.
Okay.
It's dropping. She had like 9.
I think she's a fan of.
The
I think she's a fan of Bad Calls or Tennis Sucks. Is she?
No, it's Dion was a influencer for a brand that she was also an influencer for in Vegas, some like CBD oil drinks. So they started following each other, and then she started following me, and then progressively
we got to work on getting her on the pod.
I'm trying.
Okay, but anyway, she slid into the DMs of Florida Smash and said, "How can I buy a jersey?"
No
today?
way.
Yeah, and we're like, we're gonna send you one.
Wow.
A crop top,
and you're
gonna have to wear it and take some pics in front of your fans.
Yeah, that'd be great.
On the OnlyFans?
Whatever fan she's
whatever
got.
she wants.
Yeah. Fans, all the fans.
Power to the people, man. We don't
Smash
judge.
does not
do whatever
discriminate.
Not even a little bit. In fact, we endorse.
Works better for you guys.
We promote.
Yeah, you hit the Smash on the court
we
in
will
the bedroom.
add the link.
Yeah, perfect. Wow.
Big moment for the Smash today.
Huge moment. The climax of the Smash's careers.
It really is.
Right
it really is so far.
I'm premature.
Well, that's it for some people. I wouldn't know anything about that. All right, so moving swiftly on. What do we got? Let's do an Atlanta recap. Pretty interesting storylines came out of this. Obviously, the first one, everyone was rushing to see the matchup between Rachel and Catherine versus Anna, Lee, and Anna.
I've got my first question on that is, are there still girlies, and which one are the girlies?
Funny enough, I don't know if she meant it on purpose or not on purpose, but when Esquivel was playing Rachel and Catherine, she called them the girlies. Like, come on, girlies, come on. Something like that. And I don't know if she meant it or like as a slight or not, but I looked over to Thea and I was like, you hear that right?
I did. Interesting. Okay. Wow. I don't know if they're the girlies anymore. I think that might be a retired brand.
There's no girlies?
I think that people said, I think they try to come up with a new name that, I think I maybe saw someone like AI mock up like a new one for Catherine and Rachel called something else, but I forgot what it was now.
Well, they got to stick together and get, before we make a name for them.
Yeah,
a little bit of history.
Yeah. So did you guys watch the match?
Did.
What were you guys' thoughts on it?
It's about what I thought would happen. I don't know how you feel.
I think they tried to play the exact same way they play against every other team, and that's just never going to work. It's like they have to play, I don't want to say outside of themselves, but they have to play such a different brand of pickle. Like almost every other team, they can maybe kind of outmaneuver, outdink, but those girls outmaneuver, outdink them, and then they're a little more forceful, a little more consistent. So to me, like they gotta play
Yeah.
fucking guns blazing and just take a lot more risk.
Yeah.
They played great getting there. That was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Yeah.
they proved that.
Yeah, it's a
I
first.
think they just ran into a team that's we knew is going to be incredible.
Yeah.
That's a tough team to beat. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, almost impossible.
Oh, yeah. And so I think they were happy with it. I also liked how Catherine said she was really excited to be playing left again.
Mhm.
I thought that was cool. So she enjoyed
Oh,
herself more, I
good.
think.
Yeah.
She liked being there more.
Yep.
She likes being more, I think, active.
Yep.
And so that was nice to hear.
I mean, I think that's what everyone thought the opposite would happen for Anna. Anna is that she would become in the shadow of Anna Lee. And I think that was what everyone's understanding was. If you're the partner of Anna Lee, you know,
Yeah,
you basically
the
do
beta,
what
always.
she wants you to do
Yep.
because that makes sense. But I guess you're right. Catherine's now liberated to kind of play her own style again.
Yeah. She mentioned it in a post interview. Speaking of which, I like those little clips they do on the tennis channel or pickleball channel post interviews they're putting
Yeah.
out on
Oh
social.
yeah, those are
Yeah.
cool.
That's so well done. They're doing so many of them. I'm like, damn, this is going to gain a lot of followers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do too.
It's sweet.
Good to have the info.
Yeah.
It's going to put us out of business, but I love it. So don't follow them. Because you get to hear all the info right after the match. What are we going to talk
I
about?
still want opinions.
Yeah. We'll have to get more gossip.
Oh, we'll get more gossip.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
by the way,
Yeah.
speaking of,
Yeah. Exactly.
did you guys happen to see Anna Bright's reactions during Hayden Patrick's match and Federico Staxrud, who did not seem to be the focus of her attention? Did anybody else happen to notice that?
Hmm.
That happened when we went to Utah. She seemed to give me a lot of attention as well watching our match.
What is he doing?
Patrick Kaka.
What's he
remember?
doing?
When she was screaming
Oh,
Graham
she was, yeah.
and I hit an ATP and she
Yep.
went wild.
Yeah, she did go wild.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
So-
She was very excited.
Got it. So you're
For
saying
real.
we shouldn't read too much into this, Graham? is
No, you
basically what you're
should.
saying?
No,
Ever
we
since the
should.
Grand Canyon hike, I've had some suspicions of
Oh,
something
really?
going on there.
Well, so I mean, like I don't know anything for certain, but I had a conversation with them. And again, as a 41-year-old man who's had a lot of failed attempts and some average attempts, I was sitting there like, this fucking tension's heavy. Heavy.
Yeah.
I like that.
Very heavy. And I felt like he played it way more cool. And she was like, I'm like, fucking, she was like a deer in headlights.
Wow.
He was normal.
Wow.
So
Interesting.
either they're linked or she has a crush or
That's
see
great.
that
That's
fucking
great.
PB ain't getting that shit. We got that shit.
Yep.
Tune in. Tune in.
at bad calls. Yeah. We'll see. We'll fact check this in like 2 weeks and see how good of a call
Oh,
that
yeah,
was.
we are. No, we'll
creepy
find
fucking
out
get a
immediately.
stalker guy.
yeah. Someone's gonna get a text. So yeah, other than that, we had a pretty crazy run from Alexander Crum, this tennis guy that decided to pick up a paddle that day and just
No,
go.
That's he was pissed about that too. He played a bunch of APPs. He's had good wins.
okay, got it.
Yep.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
and he's like, dude, the guy's backhand's nasty. Certainly, I think the ball helped him a little bit. I actually think the ball played much more of a drastic role in singles than it did in doubles, which was surprising to me. But yeah, he's a character. If you're not familiar with him, go check him out. The guy's got like rap songs and puts out these like 100 Things I Love and doesn't stutter much, speaks well, definitely got some personality.
Yeah,
So he beat Fetty first round and then followed it up. He had good wins.
yeah.
Zane, I don't remember who the other one was, but there was another good win he had. I think what he lost
got
quarters.
knocked by Dylan. Came
Lost
in and
to Dylan, yeah. Yeah.
Which I wasn't necessarily expecting. I wasn't sure. Dylan's not like
I wasn't. Dylan
singles
always
guy that-
outperforms what I think he should in singles, but he covers the net so well. And Donald had him. I think Donald was up like 9-4 game 3 and kind of imploded.
yeah.
And then Dylan just kind of
Interesting.
sticks around.
His run still continues. Crumbs. He just
Maybe Haywood
beat
today.
Hayworth to get into the finals at the
Right.
APP.
Yeah.
So that's the number one guy on the APP and the number one guy on the PPA. Those are two big.
Wild.
Two really good players. Yeah.
So
really
this
good
was, but
single
this was
players.
his first PPA run in singles, though, no?
Yes.
Yeah. And
So-
maybe his last because he's one of those guys that now win in the top 50.
Right.
And so he can't do qualifiers.
Yep.
The only way he's going to play another PPA in singles is
Signs.
if he signs a PPA contract. Which
Right.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It is
Tough
tough.
decision.
Very tough.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what he.
The reason
Is
I don't play
offered.
PPA, he took a contract.
Yeah. Right.
You should.
Yeah.
It'd
Right.
be really good. I think you and I are gonna play some challenger events.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
I'm ready to challenge.
Nice.
So brings up an interesting point, though. I think I can't remember what side of debate this was, but Will Howells was talking about whether or not PPA players could triple crown APP or not. Have you seen that
Yes.
debate?
That's a no-brainer. What do you mean?
And so what was he arguing that people
No, he
PPA
said
That
there,
not a lot of players could.
not a lot of players could?
oh, I thought he said the opposite. No, I thought he said that there's several people.
Oh, no. He said the opposite. He said not a lot of players could. And then Connor Cordova came out. I was like, that's a terrible take.
Yeah, that is a terrible take.
Terrible
You're telling me Ben Johns,
Right.
Federico, I can name the top 10 people on that PPA could easily triple crown.
Mm.
Well, I wouldn't say easily, but they
They
all
can.
could.
Yes, they all can.
Yeah.
So Will's saying he's like one of the only few people in the world that can triple crown on the APP. Is that the comment?
I don't know if that's
No,
what it says.
I don't think that's what he's implying. I just think he's trying to, like, he plays on the APP tour. It's only natural for him to try to give some clout to the tour. And he's
Gotcha.
just trying to say, like, it's not as easy as everyone says, which it's not.
And a lead have a tough time triple crowning on the APP? I'm confused.
I don't know. Jill Braverman might really give her a run for her money.
Yeah.
I like Will, so I'm not going to bust his balls, but yeah, you have this one wrong.
That's awesome. But speaking of people who did go beast mode at Atlanta, CJ Klinger, I feel like deserves a special shout out for how he did.
Nasty.
He was playing amazing in that men's final.
Yeah, he's definitely the best right side player at the moment. And best lefty, and fucking guy's good, man.
He's better than Gabe on the right side?
I think he's different. I think Gabe is like flashier, but I think on a day-to-day average basis, like pure consistency, I think CJ is better.
Wow.
I mean, it's like, well, thank you. Thank you for putting me in my place there. Better is a generalized term, and I think it's obviously a day-to-day thing. But yeah, he's definitely in that conversation where I didn't have him there before.
How do you feel about Colin Johns making a slight run in men's with James?
Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, they beat Kwong and Hunter. Like, I don't think that's super surprising. I think James is playing a lot better with the new Selkirk paddle. And they were down, and James went fucking dummy. I don't know if you guys saw at the end of that game, he like 5-6 shots were insane. So yeah, happy for him. Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet. Yeah, things that we didn't get to hear too much about in the broadcast, but we heard a lot of chatter outside of it was the lifetime ball.
Yeah, what is that? I just kept waiting for the commentators to make comments about the new
Yeah.
ball.
I mean,
For
there
two
were-
reasons. One, because I think they would want to promote it if
Yeah.
it's truly a, and secondly, because it's different. So therefore there's going to be opinions on
yeah,
how it plays. I didn't hear, did you hear anything?
No.
I didn't hear one
think
commentator
that-
mention the ball
a
once.
lot of people, I don't think even knew that there was a different ball being played.
You think they were
know?
muzzled? Like they were told? Don't,
Maybe.
obviously, you would talk about it if not. You were
Right.
told not to. There's
Maybe
no
part
way.
of the agreement that they play it, but they can't bring it up on this. I don't know.
I mean, I as I progressed with it, I fell in love with the ball. I think it's a way better ball.
Yeah,
Way better.
that's
It doesn't spin quite as much, but it's like the response consistency is so much better. You very rarely hit a ball and are like, what the fuck?
But
How
isn't
did
that
that
really
happen?
close to an indoor ball?
I've never played any ball like it. An indoor ball to me is like really bouncy and kind of almost rubbery.
Mm.
This was more hard, but once it warmed up just a little bit, it was very playable. And again, the response on average was really good. Now, granted, when it's a little cold, I would not want to play with it. It would be frightening because that thing is a bullet. In fact, the
Wow.
first day I played with Donald, it was 61 degrees, and I was having a different opinion at that moment. And it was the first time I'd ever thought like I need to wear glasses or something because I'm gonna fucking
Mm.
killed. But once it was warmer, which it was like 85 there, 87. It was a nice ball to play
Yeah.
with. Really good.
That's what Zane's opinion of it was. He did like a full take on it, and he said that the consistency in the bounce was good because he started to be able to take balls on the rise more
Right.
because he knows the bounce is going to be more consistent.
Yeah, it wasn't even that, but even like it was, but the way it responds off the face too was a lot more consistent. It wasn't like you would hit a ball and just this like weird, spongy, shitty reaction. It was like, oh
Mm.
wow, this is
Yeah.
the same.
Interesting. Yeah. Graham, the way that it's built, I mean, you know maybe about this, but the manufacturing process, it was like got an inside seam rather than it being a solid construction and holes drilled in it.
Correct.
It's a full thing, right? So
Two pieces, yeah.
you think that really makes a big difference?
No, a lot of balls are two pieces.
Oh, okay.
The Franklin is a two-piece ball.
Yep.
The Vulcan's most balls are two-piece balls.
Okay, interesting.
Nothing different there. What comes down, the big thing about balls right now is basically just how much glue are you using? Like
Mhm.
how rigid or non-rigid is the plastic?
But there is something with the seam because Chris Olsen actually mentioned to me that it's a different kind of seam than they use on the other balls.
Okay, that's possible,
Yep.
but a
There's
two-piece
something with the way that
ball
they
is
fuse it
more
together.
common than
Interesting.
a
Yeah.
non-two-piece ball.
And apparently, like the holes are much smoother. Like when you run your finger over it, it feels smoother than a.
They're
no
a lot
lip.
smaller, and
Yeah.
that's for sure. There's more holes and they're smaller.
Mm. Interesting.
Yeah, it's like if you hold the ball, you're almost like, oh, this feels a lot more solid.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. So I think that it seemed like most people were pretty positive about it. I think Federico tweeted that he didn't like it, but then he got rid of the tweet. So I'm not really sure.
No, he doesn't like it. But again,
Okay.
here's the issue. The thing is in the singles, it's like, it does take away some of the things that you want to do. Like, he's very good at cat and mouse and hitting like a third shot drip. But if you float a drop even a little bit, the ball bounces so high. And then the other aspect is like when you're coming in, you can just, the ball probably goes 15% faster.
Right.
Let's say that. And so now that drive that you could, or the passing shot that you could kind of get your paddle on, you don't.
Yeah.
And so, credit to Crum. Crum was lacing passes, but at the same time, you're also making the argument, which is I think the right one. Where's the cat and mouse stuff? There's a little bit of it, but it's being slowly but surely taken away.
Right. Yeah. So on that, Federico tweeted at the same time that singles has become almost like mini tennis, where there's so little cat and mouse played that it's just baseline.
He's right.
shots.
It's serving fucking first ball strike.
Yeah. What do you think about it? Which one do you prefer?
I absolutely prefer the cat and mouse. So, I mean, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah. Okay.
Like I want to see the craft. I want to see the, and it's not there.
Was it lifetime balls that you were beating me with?
No.
No?
No.
Did
Just
he beat you?
He's beating me a lot these days.
Wow.
His
I'm
backhand is
crushing.
his
In
backhand is
tennis.
no, in
No.
singles pickleball.
Oh, wow.
tennis.
Okay.
I still destroy.
I
own him on the tennis court.
Wow.
But pickleball singles, Luke, is
Like,
a menace.
like 11-3, 11-4.
Whoa. I would
I had to
never
win at the
guess.
end,
He
though. It's
did
up
have a win at the
10-1.
Yeah.
Pulled
Is
it
this
off
when
at
you hurt your
12-10.
Achilles, old man?
No, this was
Okay.
this is doubles.
Jesus, you're ancient.
That's funny. Yeah, nothing else that I can think of from Atlanta. Was there anything that you guys remember?
Yeah, I did. I guess I want to talk about my
Oh my God.
match with Ben and Gabe because
Yeah.
not necessarily the match, but like we came out hot. We were up 6-0. Felt like I was playing well. And then, whatever. They're very good. Small margins. My back end dink. I need to attack it, but it's dead, blah, blah, blah. But I used the play 4 times, I think, where it was a dead dink and their feet were maybe unsettled a little bit, and I tried to bag them. And I got like a lot of flack for it. And the 2 things that I hated about it was, one, I loved what the kitchen put out. Like, Ben fucked me up. He showed like he was going to, have revenge, and he slipped up the middle. And then he talked shit. Like, I love that. Bravo. Fantastic. And then some people were like, you're a terrible sport. You would behave this way, that way, this way. It's like, look, let's clarify this. One, if you remember LA last year, Hayden went full bag as hard as he could. I loved it. I thought it was fucking hilarious. That's part 1. Part 2, it's a legitimate play. It's a good play.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're aiming for the head or the eyes or it's way below the net and I agree with you. That's unwarranted. But if a ball's net height and the guy's reaching or something, yeah, you bag him. Part of the game. And I saw 9, 10 other players do it. So I don't think it's anything that's like not part of the game. And I don't think it's a bad part of the game necessarily. So just want to say those Karens out there that think that like it's something malicious. It's not. It's the part of the fucking game. Relax. We do it at Crescent all the time. Literally every fucking day. I do it to my, the guys I play with, my friends, all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
What's your take, Graham?
It scares me in rec because we're not consistent enough or accurate enough to be doing
Sure.
full blast bodies. That turns into a head with just the slightest miss.
Right.
But on the pro level, yeah, it should definitely be going on.
Yeah.
It does go on. It should continue to go on.
Yeah.
Those are great bags.
I think it's a lot of the same people that like to complain about chirping and about like
that's what I think
everything
too.
else. It's like they want the sport to be so like golf clappy, like,
Yeah.
boring.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
In fact, Hayden made a comment, which I felt bad for him. He wrote me after, I think, the match that they lost to Anna and Kwang Duong. He did something slightly negative and like the crowd booed him. And he was like, I don't understand. I can't show any emotion. It was like, my man, not everyone's going to fucking like you.
Yeah.
All of them can go fuck themselves. As long as you're like complimentary to your opponents periodically, it's normal to show emotion.
Yeah.
Like just keep doing it.
Yeah, for sure. So, but speaking of body bags, did you see that clip from the US Open of that women's match where she like Nasty
Yes.
Nelson on the,
God, I
wasn't
loved
that
her.
so good?
And the best part is when she went, vamos.
Yeah.
Right after.
The best part is
No
when-
shame,
the
match point.
The best part is when the woman went to go complain to the ref.
Yeah.
And the ref's like, point, match.
Yeah.
She can't do that. She can't do that. She can't. Yeah, she can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course she can.
She did it.
She did it.
So
Those are the
funny.
rules.
I love it. She was honestly like, she did what I think so many people want to do in those situations, that I think that's awesome. Yeah. She crushed it. Apparently what happened before that was her partner was being targeted exclusively from the other teams, so she just kind of got tired of it and was like, "Fuck it, like
Fuck it.
let's just go for it."
Targeted, but they won 10-2 or something.
Oh, was it
they were like
really?
10-3.
Yeah, it was like
Oh,
10-3.
okay, got it.
Targeted?
I don't know,
No, she just wanted to hit that
He
woman.
wanted her, so
Yeah,
she
it was
pissed her
dope.
off.
but yeah, she got a lot of hate from people too. But also got a lot of people saying she was awesome. So I don't know, it's 50-50.
What's the over on how? Go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, you get nasty Nelson. It doesn't matter where you get hit. You got plenty of time to get out of the way. That's,
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a loss of point.
Yeah, for sure. What are you saying? The over under on hate?
No, I was saying how much better is Jay DeVilliers with the Yola paddle now?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
we put him fucking mixed. This guy sucks usually. Just kidding. I like it. But literally, he's much, much, much better.
Yeah.
Like overnight. And I almost, especially with the lifetime ball that day, the ball's so fucking hard. It was like a different world. So credit to Jay. He had a great run in singles, played well in mixed, played well in men's. Like, you know, I think he turned down a lot of money to play with the Yola, so you got to credit him.
Wow. Yeah, he had a good run. He had a really good run that weekend. What about mixed for you?
It was disappointing. I mean, we're not getting over the hump. Like, we got to figure out how. There's two very glaring weaknesses. One is mine, where my backhand dink, they can there's a safe space. They can hit a dead ball there, and I'll essentially reset it, and I just start the point over. So I have to figure out how to be comfortable with either two hands or one hand, preferably two. Just if anything's sitting, fucking hit it. That's part one. And then, you know, the other one has nothing to do with Elise. It's just her stature. She's smaller.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of balls she can't quite put away.
Sure.
And men will get to her where she's hitting the ball back as hard as she can, but relatively it's not very hard. So, you know, we have to create more offense from her side somehow. I think we'll find ways to do that. And I just got to improve. I got to be better. So we were playing Jay and Callie, played a great first game, and then just kind of collapsed.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Callie plays with Elise a lot too, right? No?
Yeah. They actually, I think they played
together that week.
Yes, they played together that week, and they live apparently like 5 minutes from each other. They play with each other all the time.
Yeah. I feel like that always makes a different dynamic because they know how you play. They know how to read you. And
how about this rule? Okay, so this one fucking threw me for a loop. We're like 5-3 down, game 3. Jay hits a terrible dink wide, and it's clearly an ATP, and I'm like waiting for the ball to get past the pole, and I hit it, and I end up missing it like an inch wide. First time I noticed it because the first time I had an ATP there, and I'm like looking, the pole's out like an inch and a half farther than it should be.
Oh.
Okay, I noticed it right away. Because in my head, I was like, that thing should go farther. I hadn't measured, and I go over, measure. Yep, sure enough, I'm right. Go to the ref, I'm like, I want to replay the point because I would have won that point, and I want the net centered.
Yeah.
Can't replay the point, but we can center the net. Well, it's the same for both people. It was like, yeah, but that's the first ball that was affected by it. What should the rule be there?
Yeah. That's a tough one. I don't know.
Tough one. I don't know because it's like the point's been played, but
it
was played. I don't know. That was hard. Like I didn't argue it. It was like okay, but at the same time, 100% that inch and a half, the ball is going that direction as opposed to that direction. And
I suppose the opposite argument would be, what if you were on the side where it was shallower, you made it, and they were like, he wouldn't have made that if the net post was further back.
So again, but it's the same. It's the same question.
Yeah.
You know, you got to measure it before the match.
I mean, realistically,
that was the funny part. They're like, well, they don't measure before the match. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do it from now on.
Yeah.
I'll take the onus. But just FYI, ATP Tour, every match, the guy walks out there with his little tape, and they measure every single time.
There you go.
So I know the standard is different, but
I'm pretty sure I saw a picture or something online of another match where the net was really off center, but almost egregiously. Like,
oh no, it's been a few. And the worst ones is when I've seen that the net will be like slightly altered on one side or the other, and then the kitchen's small on one, huge on the other.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
but, you know,
wild.
I mean, those are things they're just not looking for, and as players, we should probably be looking a little more closely.
Wild. Let's go to MLP next, but let's quickly just recap the last part we had. We talked about the fine that was or the potential punishment for Ben and CJ on Columbus, but we actually found out they just sacrificed the money that they would have made playing those matches. But turns out that would have happened if they just didn't play anyway. Right?
That's not a punishment.
Right.
Just the rules.
The contractual, like, if you don't show up to a match, you don't get paid for it.
Yeah, I don't think it was the best moment for MLP. Certainly not as like, okay, now we're going to comply with everything they said. It was almost like an apology.
Yeah.
I honestly don't even want to comment on it anymore. I'm disappointed in the outcome. I think it's the wrong outcome, but hopefully it's the last time we see this happen. And now there's maybe a rule in place that will prevent this. Tennis, for instance, there is a rule if you are seen cheating, or sorry, not cheating, if you're seen not trying, because especially there's so much gambling. Like that's the real issue that they're not grasping. Like, let's say that someone had $25,000 on that match. Well, fuck, I mean, you can go to jail if you don't try. Like, that guy loses money. That happened in the NBA. Like, a guy went to fucking jail. So if you're messing with the lines and all these things. So I just hope that they write the rule in. If you're not trying and it's egregious and it's obvious, then it's a minimum of X amount of dollars, and then it's subjective from there. If it's really, really bad and you're a detrimental to the team, and then like I do want to highlight one thing about that, really quick. Just one thing. And Maria actually pointed this out. Maria wrote me and said she was upset with the outcome. Not necessarily because of the not trying, but she was like, listen, as a woman, every time that I play at Crescent, I already feel like a little less than or inferior, and I'm the weak link and this and that. And for Tammy to be like so disregarded, and that's what I think has pissed me off even more to an extent. It's like she's trying her ass off. Yes, she's not as good, she's not this, but it was just it was such a bad way to fucking treat her. Like so disrespectful and demeaning, and just like have some respect for this woman who's beside you, who's your teammate, and trying to bust her ass. Like the worst thing you can do is what you did. Yeah.
Solid point. Yep.
Makes a lot of Maria's point. It was my point, but it was like, yeah, you're right. From her angle, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Plus, the other thing that you said is hopefully it's the last time, but I saw the Dink ran a clip of actually you being on Pickle Pod like a year ago complaining about this exact same situation.
But yeah, it's been like 4 times for sure.
So this would be the last
Hope
time.
it's the last time. The last of the last of the last.
Yeah, right.
Well, they punished him by making him play in the dark in Atlanta.
Yeah,
they wrote.
yeah.
It's like shadows coming from the tent made the court like dark, and they're playing through it no problem.
Yeah, right. So you guys first, this crazy. This will be the 3rd MLP event this season, but the first time the Smash are playing.
Traveling real bougie tomorrow.
Yeah.
Gonna live it up.
Okay.
And play Black Bears. Hopefully the calls are fair.
Rafa already said he's
gonna snake us.
Yes. He's like, if I get away with it, I get away with it.
That sounds about right.
I told you I played rec games with him.
I feel like Juan would correct him.
First 2 calls are bad calls by him. And I'm like, what are you doing, dude? And he's like, what? Like, that's a terrible call. And he's like, you can get away with it. It's a call.
Fair enough.
All right, dude.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the one that he
awesome.
tried to convince me of that, like, it was the second bounce on this ATP. And I like showed him, I was like, show me in physics where the ball somehow deviates and bounces.
Yeah.
Hey, but even get away with it, he'll do it.
That's amazing. That actually reminds me, I was watching the match with Matt Wright and Newman, and there was a point where against Garnett and Loon, and Matt Wright just walks off in midpoint because he wants to argue something with the ref. He just walks off. They're in the midpoint. He just walks off.
It was a hindrance.
It was a hindrance.
Yeah, he wanted to stop play.
Right.
He's doing that intentionally.
But it just is so funny
They
to
have
me.
they have the most hatred towards each other I've ever seen, and I think Matt's handling it pretty well. Tyler fucking says some messed up shit to that guy.
Really? They were definitely all the words spoken. I couldn't quite figure out what
when they played Deckel and Matt, he kept saying like verbally 55 times, just keep him that guy. He's not good at anything. He's just good at being Deckel's partner. Just keep him to that guy.
Oh,
and
man.
then this time it was same thing with Riley. He was saying the same thing. And then like he wrote, can you imagine being almost 50 years old, walking like a penguin and thinking you're the reason you win matches? Like that was his post. And it was like, fuck.
Wow.
This guy's getting and going heavy.
Damn. It was
so
wild.
Yeah, I mean, I think Matt's handling it best. Matt had the best point. He's like, he keeps saying hitting the balls to me not working, but I've beaten him every time. So
yeah.
it's obviously working fine.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's awesome. Cool. Yeah, so excited to see the team play this weekend. Should be fun. You guys are flying out tomorrow. Get some practice in, I guess.
Yeah. Indoors.
How many challenger teams do we have now? 5? 6?
Yep.
Okay.
We're one of 6.
Okay.
They're all going to be in Austin. We're playing all the way through Memorial Day weekend. I don't know if this pod comes out, but we play a match every day and 2 on Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Whoa.
So it'll be fun.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Those are the main ones. So I don't have any more pickleball topics. So I was just going to talk about Alcaraz after this. So
that's fine. Let's talk about that guy.
You didn't watch it. You didn't watch the final. What were you doing?
You don't want to know.
Okay.
But You really don't know. Not good.
Great.
But, yeah, I did watch a little of the Sinner Rude match, which I thought at that moment, like, no one's ever going to beat this guy. But seems like it's always that one guy who's a little flashier, plays with a little bit more pizzazz that beats the, super robot, if you will.
Yeah.
What's that? Carlos beating Sinner?
Yeah. Sinner's like more.
You had that prediction, like Sinner's going to be the guy, not Carlos.
Right.
No, Sinner's going to win more slams. I'll still go with that. He's definitely going to win more slams. One, his body's going to hold up better, and he doesn't take as much risk on average. I'd take that wager now.
Yeah.
Fucking even money all day. But and someone else shares that same.
Not me. I'm Carlos all the way.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, so you're biased. You're not.
I'm a tennis player now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fucking loose term if I've ever heard one.
I was on the wall.
I played golf that one time, so I'm a fucking golfer now. I can juggle a soccer ball. I play fucking soccer now. Jesus,
it's funny.
Yeah, no. I mean, I know, Luke, you want to get your nuts off talking about him, so please.
Yeah,
tell me about it.
It's okay. We'll do it.
No, you want to.
After dark.
What is so appealing to you about Carlos Alcaraz?
Man, I just think he's got a little pizzazz to him. He's got like a little extra light shine behind the eye.
He certainly does. He brings a lot of joy to the matches. He's smiling. He looks like he's having fun.
Yeah.
Did you watch the documentary with him yet?
No.
The Netflix one, I think.
No. Okay, I got to.
You're familiar with this?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, no. They do like a whole behind the scenes where they talk about like the pressures and they follow his training and he's talking to his agent and coach, and it's like I haven't watched it yet either. It's Spanish and dubbed, whatever. But yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting one because he definitely talks about like struggles being motivated at times, and he wants to do this, and this, and he can't because. Anyway, yeah.
Feels like I heard that another tennis player had the same sentiment that you and Agassi have, which is like, I hate the sport, but like I'm good at it. Like, I just have to.
I think a lot of people have it. I don't think they hate the sport. I think they just hate like what kind of comes along with it.
Sure, yeah.
I think the game is actually great.
Makes sense.
There's just a lot of shit that comes along with it that fucks you up.
Yeah. Well, you'll be glad to know that I start my my ultimate tennis league in 2 weeks. So
wow.
Yeah.
Singles.
My singles.
Doing singles without
when's your guys' doubles tournament?
He won't set us up.
I haven't picked it yet. I don't know. Well, I also don't know I don't know any of the technique to play doubles. I haven't practiced any doubles matches.
Serious?
Yeah.
You're fine. Listen, it's just like a job. You only learn by doing.
Okay, all right.
My volleys are getting better.
Yeah?
You can hit some roll fucking pickleball volleys and people are going to be like, this guy's a tennis player.
My lobs are getting solid.
Oh my God.
See my lobs?
Yeah, the lobs are solid.
And my volleys.
I hate that about you.
Incredible dialogue.
God.
I feel like I'm sitting with, Agassi and McEnroe and we're just talking fucking tennis, guys.
Yeah,
This is awesome.
Who would have thought this is where we'd end up?
It's fucking awesome. Yeah.
Great.
All right. Well,
that's it. Yeah.
Or bad callers or the fuck. Thank you for
the
listening.
baddies.
Yeah, I like that.
See you in Austin.
See you in Austin.
Get the pickle
Cool.
range.
All right. Thanks, everyone.